Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about how I'm going to be grading your quizzes. So I want to share 4 big grading expectations and then look at a quiz level problem and show how I would grade a few sample submissions using our proficiency rubric. The first tip is to show all of your work. The majority of what I'm going to be looking at is your process that leads to your final answer and not just the final answer. So it's important to show all of your steps. The second tip is you should show the same level of detail that I provide in our in-class examples and in the homework solutions. So use those as a guide to see what level of detail and steps you should be showing. The third tip is that your work should be easy to read. The easier it is for me to read your work, the easier it's going to be for me to give as much credit as possible for it. And the last tip is to label your work in steps. So if you have variables in your problem, tell me what they represent. Or if you're doing something like substitution, then maybe write a word saying sub, I'm about to sub in. Here is an example of a quiz level problem. This corresponds to the standard in our syllabus about recognizing when and how to use U substitution. And this was a completely correct solution that we gave in class. So this would be demonstrating proficiency and would earn 4 points. Let's look at a few sample other submissions. Okay, so in this first student's work, they have done the U sub correctly and done the antiderivative, but they forgot to sub back in for what U equaled, and they are missing their plus C. So having a couple of super minor errors like this means they're approaching proficiency. This would earn 3 points. One of the reasons that I have the bar for proficiency set where it is that if you don't get a problem on a quiz fully right on the first try, that is okay, because you can improve your score by doing corrections on your work and taking a reassessment. So you will have multiple opportunities to demonstrate your proficiency. In this next student submission, they have also done a correct U sub, but at the halfway point, they stopped writing the integral symbol and the du, which means they weren't done taking the antiderivative. They needed to do that still. So this would be 2 points for achieving the basics. In this third and last submission, this student has done a different U substitution, and it turns out it wasn't the best choice for what to let U be equal to. Like, they were able to successfully convert all the x's to u's eventually, but it ended up making the integral harder to do. So this U sub just wasn't as helpful. So this would be approaching the basics. They recognized they needed to use U sub, but they didn't have the best choice of U picked out, and that would earn 1 point. So I hope this video was helpful, but if you have other questions about our grading expectations on quizzes, please ask me, and I am happy to help answer them.